Hi, Scorpio. Welcome back to your reading. So your cards are already falling out, so that's why I'm putting them out. But lots of energy this month. So it's going to be an exciting month for the month of August 2021. So I just want to get right into it because the energy is just coming through really strongly. It's going to be an interesting and powerful month. So one of the things that I saw as I pulled out the Seven of Swords here was, so when I was shuffling your deck, the Seven of Swords fell out maybe 3-4 times and it just did not want to stay in the deck. So I really think that this is kind of like the energy that you're kind of dealing with right now. This is your present situation. And this may be a situation with a person. That's what I'm feeling. And what I heard was the Seven of Swords in this particular reading, I felt like you might be in a relationship or a situation with a person that is someone that keeps you on like this hamster wheel of just, kind of like keeping you in one place. So what I saw was it could be someone that kind of comes in and tries to be your friend or tries to be close to you or whatever the situation is. And it kind of sucks you back in, So it's like this tight, toxic circle where it kind of feels like it gives this illusion that we're making progress or we're going forward in this relationship. But really, all it does is just you find yourself going in a circle. And because of that circle, it feels like you're not able to move forward in life. Like you just kind of always find yourself like a maze. Like you keep just finding yourself back at square one. And it's becoming extremely frustrating. So I feel like in the month of August, what I'm hearing is nipping it in the bud. So I feel like with the Ace of Cups crossing the Seven of Swords, I'm hearing that some of you are going to make like this stand for yourself of I'm not doing this anymore. And getting off that hamster wheel, like stopping the cycle, because it's just never ending, and you can figure out, it's like you're figuring out what the root cause is. You're figuring out, why am I not able to make any progress here in this certain area in my life? So maybe for some of you, it's like a relationship with a particular person in your life keeps blocking you in your progress in your work and career. You keep finding yourself just spinning your wheels and you're not really getting anywhere. And then at the overarching energy of your reading, we have the Hermit, which is solitude, going within and finding answers and kind of processing through something so we can kind of reignite our hope or reignite our passion, our outlook on life, like finding that spark. So the Hermit card is reminding me of a vision I saw earlier this morning in my meditation. And I believe I felt like it was specific for Scorpio as I was getting ready to do some readings today. And for Scorpio, what I saw was kind of walking through a dark cave. And then there was kind of like this one little tiny nugget that kind of stood out. It was like this golden nugget that was like grouped in with a pile of these black rocks. And I saw an individual like pull the nugget out. And then when you pull the nugget out, there was like a stream of light that came through. So it felt like, there could be something in your life this month of August where if you're feeling like things are kind of, you're in the dark or you're just kind of wandering around, not really knowing where to go, what to do, because it kind of feels hopeless and things just feel kind of lost. You may find in the month of August that there's something in your day or something in your life that kind of shines a light of hope in your life, and it could be something small. It doesn't have to be something big. Just recently, they're reminding me of how I started kind of riding my bike in the morning. I haven't actually rode my bike in a long time. And I started kind of like this ritual of starting off my day with a bike ride around my neighborhood. And it really does set the tone for the rest of my day. Like my day just felt a lot more positive, and I felt like I got fresh air and just kind of got out. And that's like the first thing I did in the morning. So just things like that, it makes a difference throughout the whole day. So I think Scorpio, it would be really beneficial, according to the Hermit card, is what I'm feeling, is that to that like little routines or little things that we do throughout the day, like even if we don't have control over the general energy of what's happening around us or how we're feeling in general of, just thing like life happening, that if we can find smaller things in the day that can kind of shift the energy or change things around for us, that will really help us detach from some of the chaos. If you feel like there's chaos around you or things that are kind of happening around you that you don't have control over. I'm also hearing that it could be just we're dealing with some difficult people that constantly come in and try to knock us off balance or try to disempower us or make us feel bad about ourselves or that kind of thing. I'm kind of hearing that in the month of August, you're not going to really allow people to do that to you. That's going to be a goal for yourself, that you're not going to allow people to come in and kind of manipulate your energy and kind of guilt you into things. So there's a healing there. I'm hearing with the Ace of Cups, there might be a heart healing. Like a soothing or a releasing of emotional burdens off of your heart. So that's going to be, I think that's going to be really healing for you. Especially there could be someone in your life that caused some emotional wounds. Some individuals that have caused some, like a lot of disempowerment or low self-esteem is what I'm hearing, like just kind of really made you question yourself. So I'm hearing that you're reclaiming that for yourself, and that's something, there's a lot of inner work that's going on underneath the surface here for Scorpio. And I feel like you're gearing up for something because you have the Queen of Wands in your past position. So I'm hearing that there's a lot of plans and dreams and things that you want to do for yourself, and there's a lot of things happening below the surface that other people can't see. So let's look deeper into this situation. What else do we have coming up for Scorpio? Yeah, okay. So looking at kind of what we have, what we've built so far and how we can use it. I'm hearing recycling here. So 7 of Pentacles. So recycling old ideas, recycling, going back to things that we've done in the past and putting them to use is what I'm hearing. And I'm kind of feeling like with the Queen of Wands and the 7 of Pentacles here, it seems like there is a desire to, regain control over your life and kind of change the narrative of how things have been going. So I think that you may be going back to the drawing board or kind of going back in time and kind of looking at yourself like, okay, so when was it that I did feel like things were going really well for me? And how can I kind of incorporate some of the things that I did back then into my life now to kind of help me push me forward? Because it kind of feels like maybe some of you are feeling stuck or like in a rut. So you're trying to take some you're having active goals. Like, what can I do right now to help push me a little bit more forward? Like, how can I get myself out of this? Okay, what do we have coming up in the future for Scorpio, the month of August 2021? Oh, beautiful. King of Pentacles. I love this. I almost want to cry. I love this. And the reason why is because I feel like Scorpio has been having a hard time with abundance. And this feels like a breath of fresh air. I feel like there is something that you're building for yourself, Scorpio. And I think that I think that there's a lot of Scorpios that can't feel it right now. Like because there's been so much disappointment. I feel like there's been a lot of disappointment and a lot of things that just haven't worked. And I think that the 7 of Pentacles and Queen of Wands energy feels like there's this like analyzing your life and kind of where things kind of went off balance and where things didn't work out. And you're kind of going back and looking at like, okay, what can I do to fix the picture here and fix the energy and manifest better, or like manifest in a clearer sense of like what I'm really wanting and what's going to work for me. And I hope that makes sense because I know my words feel a little bit jumbled there. But it kind of feels like in the coming months, I'm hearing like, I think right now there's a lull. So August, I'm hearing, is going to it's going to open up some doors. It really will. I think that you've been in this place of brainstorming, kind of revamping of what can I do with what I have. In a nutshell, is what I'm hearing from Seven of Pentacles is what can I do with what I have and how can I build something more for myself? I love King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles is longevity. It's something very stable. It's opulence. It's like having enough to provide for yourself and for your family and to sustain you. I'm also hearing the word protection. So King of Pentacles, protection. So maybe there is something financial that you're wanting to build for yourself so you can protect yourself. So that's going to be really important for you. Okay, make sure you rest. Four of Swords. This is Four of Swords in your present situation. I'm seeing a lot of Four of Swords for a lot of signs. So I think that it's going to be very important for you to make sure you rest, make sure you make time to rest, to get your mind off of things. Okay, so I'm hearing that for those of you who are working really, really hard and really want something to happen, that you may find yourself kind of like, even when you're sleeping or like right before you sleep, you're still thinking about work or you're still thinking about what you need to do for the next day. So it's going to be really important for you to make sure you help yourself and get your mind off of things. So, leave work at work hard, play hard type thing. So I'm hearing that kind of like keep in check the ruminating or the thoughts, like your mental space. That's going to be really important. There's going to be a need for I think meditation, like kind of getting out of your mind is going to be really important with the Four of Swords here is what I'm hearing. Because there could just be so many thoughts, like how can I do this, or how can I accomplish this, or how do I get myself out of this situation? How do I talk to those people? So there's a lot of worry about how we're going to get to the next place. And I think sometimes we're going to get stuck in that worrying or, generate that tension, like the inner chaos. And I really think that that's why the Hermit is going to be so important this month, is to be able to get out of our mind space and allow things to be as they are and just keep working with what we have, like just doing the best we can and allowing the rest to just let the chips fall where they may. So that's going to be, I think, an important theme for you this month. Scorpio. Okay, you're wanting to create abundance from the things that you love to do. I think that, there's this desire to want to live from a place of your calling. You want to live from your purpose. Scorpio is your hard worker. So that's not, I think that it's like you want to work hard at something that you love deeply and you enjoy doing, and you wanted to create that fulfillment. That's what the Ace of Pentacles is. It's a card of being able to make money off of the things that we love to do. So I think that that's the ultimate goal here. And I think you're really kind of pushing yourself. You're wanting to create that abundance for yourself. It's going to be very important for you, Scorpio. I'm seeing a lot of Pentacle cards here. So I think money is on the mind here. Money, abundance, stability. That's really important for you. And I think that it has something to do with feeling safe. That's what I'm feeling. Like it's more than just wanting to make money, it's about feeling safe. It's feeling like you can take care of yourself and you don't owe anybody anything. So that's Five of Cups. Yeah. Okay. So it kind of feels like also that there's going to be we have the Five of Cups. Wow, beautiful. Okay. So you have the Strength card at the bottom here. And then we have the Final Cups in your final outcome card. Okay. So I'm hearing letting go. Letting go of, and it's not just letting go. It's more like coming to terms or acceptance is what I'm hearing. I think that there are just some things that might have just not worked out. And I'm kind of feeling it has something to do with like a relationship or like a habit or like an addiction or like a cycle. Because that's what I kept seeing is like, there's this cycle that we've had our heart set on, or a hope about a person or about a certain thing that we keep doing. It's like this repetitive cycle. And there was our hope was set on it, like it's going to work this time, or this time around it's the real thing, or this time they're really sorry this time around, and that kind of thing. And I think that in the month of August, there's more of a coming to a sense of acceptance of, that maybe something or someone is just not ever going to change, or this is just not working for me because I've just been doing this for so long and it's never worked. So I need to change my course and I need to change some things. And I think with the Five of Cups and the Strength card here, I'm sensing is like this acceptance of something difficult that we've been holding on to for a long time. I love this Strength card. I have to say it might be one of the cards that really I have so much compassion for when the Strength card comes out, because it's like these victories that individuals have in silence almost. It's like overcoming those things that only how hard it was for you to overcome that. Like some people, like there's certain things that just, it's like it's personal, like they plague us throughout our life. But if you were to tell another person, from their perspective, it looks like, oh, what's the big deal? Just do it, right? But I think that there are those individual victories. And I kind of feel like in the month of August, and I feel like you've been kind of going through this, Scorpio, for the last couple of months, there's these like individual victories that only how hard it is for like what it took for you to pull yourself out of that, or what it took for you to kind of like release that or accept that or forgive that, like that bravery, that strength on a spiritual soul level is going to be something that it's going to ask you to do that again in August. And I think that if there's any sign that can do that and masters it, it's Scorpio. But I really feel like it's just another layer coming off. And I feel like your main focus is work. I feel like your main focus is building a sense of security, autonomy, and personal freedom for yourself. Okay, so let's clarify the Ace of Cups and Seven of Swords. What do we need to know about the Seven of Swords and Ace of Cups? Page of Fire. Yeah. So this is kind of like going off on your own. This is about exploring new territories, new horizons. I'm seeing new connections with people, actually. I'm seeing like you're kind of like ready to meet people again, possibly. Not, it doesn't have to be in love. It could just be in terms of friendships or even work connections, like kind of wanting to reconnect with humans, like with people again. Because you could be keeping yourself in this hermit phase for a long time for some of you. You could be kind of just isolating yourself, or, wanting to just, be this, like, you just want to work hard and, make your millions from that. But I think that there's also a desire that, you want to kind of have this renewal in a social life, or renewal in connections with the rest of the world. Like there's this desire to connect that really speaks to you. Okay, clarifying card for the Hermit, please. Ten of Air. Yeah, letting go. So this is kind of letting go of heavy burdens, things that are just, you're just done with. Like I think that there are some things that you're coming to an acceptance that some things won't change, or some people won't change. And you're freeing yourself. You're unburdening yourself from that. Ten of Pentacles, Ten of Wands. Yeah. So this is in your environmental sphere there. That's, putting that heavy weight down. I think there's just too much you're carrying. Too much you're carrying that you don't need to carry. I think people want you to carry this. That's what I'm hearing. That there's people that want you to carry that. They want you to carry their crap for them. And and you're kind of like, no, I need to put this down. And I think it's just sometimes Scorpios can be so loyal that, we do it without even realizing we're doing it sometimes, like it's unconscious, like, cause it's just cause we care so much about others, or you're so loyal to others, and that, you end up like unconsciously taking on their burdens as well. And I think that this month that may be more clear to you, that may come out. Yeah. Queen of Wands and King of Earth. Beautiful. I'm seeing that this could also be a relationship. So some of you who are in a partnership or you're married or something like that, there could be like this relationship where you have someone who is of King of Earth. So, very good with building that financial security. And I love this. This is a King of Pentacles over here as well. What I'm seeing is that you're also kind of wanting to create that abundance and that wealth for yourself, like having that savvy around, this, I'm hearing like this, there's like this generational wealth, right? Like it's so much that you're set for life, and you're also set to take care of the rest of your family and your children's children. And it's kind of like there's this, the Queen of Wands, it's like you have the ability to do that. I feel like Scorpio, you're the Queen of Wands, and there could be someone that you're with that's a King of Earth type energy, where you bring more of like that passion and that creativity and that deeper like drive or vision for things. And then you kind of have someone that's a bit more grounding, that's a little bit more practical in the day-to-day, that kind of thing. So, and I kind of feel like you're wanting to balance out those energies, and you want to maybe create your own stability there. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, I feel like that's what you're wanting. You want to balance out, you want to be able to use your creativity and also kind of be this person that knows how to create something from it, like have something to show for your talents or your skills or something that you really want to create. Two of Fire. Okay. Yeah. So again, putting yourself out there, starting out. I'm hearing like there's this, you kind of went out on this, some of you might have already started something, because these are in your past positions, these cards, the Queen of Wands, King of Earth, Seven of Pentacles, and Two of Earth. So I feel like with the Two of Fire, that some of you it's like you're assessing it. Okay, what can I do? What are my skills? What are my abilities? What are my qualifications? And what can I do with it? How can I create something for myself with it? And I kind of feel like with the Two of Fire, you're coming from this place of just trying out to see what works. Like you're not really sure where you're headed, but I'm just going to start walking the path. And if it works, it works. And I'm just going to keep the faith that the path will be illuminated for me as I keep walking the path. So there's kind of like this hope. There's kind of like this, well, let me just put this out there and see what happens. This is what I got. This is what I have to offer. And I don't know where it's going to end up from here, but I'm going to just try. So I'm kind of hearing that that's what, because you have this goal, right? Like you have this goal of creating like this King of, I love this actually, because I kind of feel like with the King of Earth in your past position here and the Queen of Wands, it's kind of like you're like, I want to step into this role of King of Earth. I want to create this abundance for myself. I want to create this stability for myself. And I love that it's showing up in your King of Pentacles, because it's kind of like whatever you're setting out, whatever your initial goal was, it's coming, right? Like this is confirmation that it's coming. And I love that you can see it like that, like this is what you set out to do. This is what you were wanting in the past. And now it's kind of like, this is what you had. So you went through this process, this thinking process of, if I just maybe start out with what I have and just go from there, I wonder what will happen. And so I love that we have the King of Pentacles coming up for you in the future, because it's a sign of manifestation. It's, what you're setting out to do is happening. Love that. Okay. Let's clarify the King of Pentacles here. Clarification card for the King of Pentacles. What do we need to know about the King of Pentacles for Scorpio? Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay. I love this. Beautiful. Okay. The World card is the last card in the Major Arcana. It's the end of the Fool's journey. And this is phenomenal. I love this. So it's like the World card is this, you've come to the end of some significant life lessons. And I'm hearing that for some of you are feeling that. Like you're feeling the heaviness of all the things that you have had to endure, all the things that you had to go through. So maybe it could have been like a decade, or it could have been just from the beginning, right? Like there is a significant ending that's closing up. The chapter is closing. And some of you, and maybe that's why the Hermit card is here and the Strength card. Okay, the picture is actually coming into focus now. This is a lot more clear. I'm feeling like in the month of August, there is like this life review. There's a life review of looking back at your life and kind of seeing, and like this cycle, right? Like you had these cycles, or you've had these patterns, or you've had these addictions, or you've had these things that you've always done and they have not worked, or they have worked and they've led you down certain paths and you had to learn lessons there. So I kind of feel like you're in this place of assessing, like you're looking at your life and putting it in review and kind of seeing, okay, look at all of these things that I have learned and what do I know now? And I feel like that is, you're going to be stepping into this new place, this like new phase, this new chapter in your life. And you're not going to see it right away. It's not going to happen right away because right now it's almost like some of you are in this life review. You're looking back and kind of feeling all of the things that you maybe haven't processed yet. It's like tying up loose ends. And that's the place that you're in right now. There could be some things happening again. And you're wondering like, why is this happening again? I thought I dealt with this. Because there are some things that like if it's residual and you still need to confront it and put it down, so we can move ourselves into this new place. So some of you might be feeling that heaviness, or might be feeling like, okay, well, this just keeps happening to me, so I'm just going to give up on myself. But no, it's that, it's kind of like it's going to be presented to you so we can kind of, I'll ask ourselves, like, how long are we going to keep up these patterns? Because I feel like there's some patterns or some things we need to learn to kind of say no to, or walk away from, or accept that this person's never going to change, or this situation is never going to change. So it's like being able to change the way we do things and kind of looking at like, okay, it's pretty much like this end of significant life lessons. And that's going to open up some doors for us. And I love that the King of Pentacles, it's clarifying the King of Pentacles, because it's within kind of allowing ourselves to do it differently this time around. That's going to open up doors for abundance for us. Okay, Four of Swords. There's a lot of contemplation, thinking, life review, assessing things, analyzing things, brainstorming things, just kind of on a greater scale. Three of Fire. Oh, beautiful. I love that. So again, I'm hearing that with the Three of Fire clarified by the Four of Swords, that there could be just something that you're going off of faith. You're trusting your heart, you're trusting your guidance, and detaching your mind from it. Not worrying about, letting go. This is what I know. This is what I'm good at. This is what I can do. This is all I got. So I'm going to put that out there and let's just see what happens. In a nutshell, that's kind of what I'm sensing with the Three of Fire and the Four of Swords. Not mentally trying to control or carry the burden in our minds, and just kind of, and some days it works out, some days it doesn't, and just keep going. I think that's something that some of us have learned, that it's like, don't give up on yourself. Even if things don't work, just keep going, because some things, it's not us. It's the time, or it's the people, or it's just the environment, or sometimes there's some things that are not, there's external factors that sometimes affect how something progresses in our life. So I feel like in the month of August, it'll be very important that if you don't see the results that you're wanting, to keep the faith and to not give up on yourself, and sometimes just detach. Okay, it's not working right now, I'm just going to keep going, because you may not know. It's like, well, what else are you going to do, right? Like you have no choice but to just kind of keep walking like this. She can only kind of see, it's almost like with this lantern in front of her with the Two of Fire, that she can only see so far ahead of her. and just kind of take that one, just walk towards like what you can see. And then the next step will be illuminated, and the next step, and then the next step. So it's kind of like that. It's kind of like walking in that faith, walking in the darkness, and finding those golden nuggets in the dark cave where light can stream through, and picking up the golden nugget. So it's like the small things in our life that help illuminate it and help us to bring hope and faith back into our life. Okay, 10 of Wands. What are we carrying? This is in your environmental sphere. So what are we carrying? Pressure. I'm hearing pressure, pressure, pressure. Okay. Wow, yeah, okay. I think that this is people's opinions. I think that this is other people, like, they just keep inserting their opinions in everything. And they just, it's kind of like learning to being and not carrying their projections. And I did see that. I did feel that when I put the 10 of Wands, that it's like you're carrying other people's stuff for them, their projections, what they think. You're taking it on and like defining yourself. So this is the 9 of Air. It's like trusting yourself, trusting your instincts, and owning and knowing who you are. I think it'll be very important for Scorpio this month of August, is what I'm hearing. What I'm seeing is to further, even if you feel like you already have this, or you already know, who you are, it'll be a really good month to reinforce that sense of personal power. I think that the better we know ourselves, the stronger we feel in who we are as a person. Like the more we admire ourselves, the more we love ourselves, the easier it is to kind of let other people's opinions just be what they are and not carry them so much. So it's going to be a really good month in the month of August to not carry people's opinions or their projections or what they think. Like, don't let people put their shame onto you. Don't let them put their guilt trips onto you. That might be something that you encounter this month of August, is, people being kind of intrusive in terms of them wanting you to bend to what they want you to do or who they want you to be. And I think that the more confidence or surety we have of ourselves, the easier it is that we can withstand that kind of pressure. And I'm also seeing that Scorpio, your intuition is going to be really strong this month. You're going to be you're already energetically sensitive, pretty intuitive and psychic. But I think that in the month of August, that's going to be a bit stronger than usual. And I think that the month of August, you're going to know right away. You're going to be able to see through people right away this month. It's going to be very clear to you. And so use those powers of yours, use those abilities of yours to see through people, and to not take it on for yourself, that you're kind of, that people are projecting, or they're just, it's not yours. So you don't have to carry it. But they'll convince you that it's yours. That's the thing. That's what's so confusing about it, is that they convince you that you should be responsible for this, or you need to care about this as much as I care about it. And that's up to you. Okay. I love this. Justice, clarifying the 8 of Pentacles. I think this is a long time coming. I think that you want. Justice is the balancing of the scales. It's the it's karma, right? But in a good way. I love this. I think that it's kind of like you taking your power back. I think you being able to make a living or a career or abundance out of the thing that you love to do the most will help to balance the scales back for you. I kind of feel like maybe for some of you, for Scorpio, you haven't been able to manifest in the way that you want to manifest. And I'm strongly being drawn to the number 11 here, which is the number of manifestation. I think that you are setting yourself up to manifest into physical form or reality of the things that you've been really wanting to create. And I'm seeing strongly this tied to abundance, money, and career. I'm not seeing too much with relationships unless it's with toxic people, like trying to, walk away from them and not letting them project on you. This is strongly about, this is your focus right now. Your focus is on you. It's focus on your stability and you being able to create the life that you want. And I feel like you're putting your nose to the grind and you're working really hard. And I feel like you are setting yourself up. So in the month of August, even if you don't see tangible results, some of you may, like that may be something that really comes in for you in the month of August, and that's really beautiful. I love that for you. But if you don't see it on a physical form, just know that it's coming. It's happening behind the scenes. It takes time. What I'm hearing is it takes time for spirit to kind of catch up, or the universe to catch up to what you're doing now. So if some of you have like changed courses, or doing something different because it didn't work out. That's what I'm hearing. Like something wasn't kind of working out, so it's like you're changing courses and revamping how you're doing something. So just give it some time. Let it incubate. Let it grow. Let it nurture. Just keep doing what you're doing because you're on the right path. I'm seeing that you're on the right path. There is some things that you're working through, that like residual stuff that you're kind of shedding off, and so it's happening simultaneously. There's some things that you're internally processing, emotions that you're internally processing, things you're letting go, but you're at a crossroads right now. You're at the end of a very, very important cycle, and it's over. Like the Justice card is that rebalancing of the scale. So if you have felt like things have not been in your favor, things have been unfair, that you put in like just as much work as another person, but they get all the rewards and you don't. I kind of feel like in the month of August, that's about to change, or it's kind of generating, or you're generating that change for yourself in the month of August. So, you're kind of creating something, and then in the coming months later, it really starts to show. And I'm also hearing that it has something to do with how other people are seeing you as well. So maybe some people are seeing you in a certain light. And I think that that's about to change as well too, that, people may start kind of, you may be proving some people wrong. Like maybe some people had some like weird perceptions, or their own judgments or biases about what Scorpio is doing or what Scorpio is about or whatever. I kind of feel like in the month of August, or just I kind of feel like this is not just August. I'm sensing like this is something that's ongoing for the next few months, that there's going to be this unfolding of how people are seeing you, because I kind of feel like that perception is shifting. So how people see you now is going to change. Okay, Five of Cups. What is the Five of Cups about? Why are we feeling the Five of Cups? Hope. You want to be seen. That's what I'm hearing. Yeah, there's something very strong about feeling like you're not being seen. And maybe not valued or appreciated for what you bring to the table. Reputation, integrity. Like it's like you're reclaiming this like really strongly. This is coming through very, very strong. That maybe like your name has been smeared, or your reputation has been like altered in a way that's like it's not accurate to who you really are. And I kind of feel like maybe some of you, so Six of Fire to me is the card of victory, but it's also the card of it's usually the card that comes out when there's like influencers or people kind of shining their light, or being like this, they're attracting attention, like they're illuminating their light and they're attracting people's attention. They're calling that attention in. And so I think that is going to heal some of this pain or this sadness that has come from some disappointment or a sense of loss. Something that there was, and it kind of feels like there's this setback or something that you didn't see coming, or maybe your life has gone in a direction that you didn't think it would go in that direction. And so I kind of feel like there's this loss of hope, and there's this, wow, like I didn't see this coming for me. And you've been kind of dealing with that loss. And I kind of feel like there's something that you're doing with your life where you're working to kind of come out of your shell, come out of this hiding, and show who you really are, what you can really do. And there's kind of like this, I want to show people what I'm really about. And I want them to not think because I feel like there's this idea that like they think this of me, but that's not really me, and this is really me, and so I want to show them who I really am. So there's this kind of like, I'm hearing the word retribution. Like it's like this justice, this karma, right? Like you want to be able to really change things around for yourself. And I think that's going to happen. This is the energy that's coming towards you. So we don't have to compartmentalize it just into August. We can kind of see that this is the trajectory of how things are going for Scorpio. So if this is a path that you're kind of walking on and you continue to stay on the path that you're on, this is what's coming up for you. That you have abundance coming in. Things are shifting. You are going to be able to make a living from your passions, from your skills, from your talents, and you're going to be recognized for it. You will. And I'm hearing for some that your voice will get heard. Your voice will get heard, and just to keep that faith and hope. And again, at the bottom of the deck, we have the Strength card. So this is going to be a strong month for looking at some of those deep-rooted things that have blocked you, have caused you a lot of this, spinning on that hamster wheel of things just not working out. I feel like you're going to tackle that. Maybe some of you are battling addictions. Maybe some of you are battling, these toxic relationships with family members, or with painful wounds that just kind of, I'm ready to just let this go. I'm ready to start anew. So I'm gonna leave that there with the tarot cards, because I think that it's really powerful. It's a powerful month of a significant ending of something that has kind of been there in the background for a very, very long time, and I kind of feel like it's finally ending. I do feel like a lot of you, your heart is healing. Maybe for some of you, it's a belief that you had in yourself. It could be like this: I've always believed this certain thing about myself for as long as I can remember, and now I'm finally going to choose to believe in something else because if I continue to believe this about myself, it's always going to go in this direction, or I'm always going to sabotage it. Like I'm always going to sabotage whatever I do because I have this core belief. So for some of you, I'm seeing that like it's changing these beliefs about yourself, like having that strength to believe in yourself. And it could go off of like for right now, even if I don't fully believe it, I'm just going to believe it anyways, right? So like for some of you, if you have certain insecurities about something and you convince yourself of every reason to have that insecurity, I think that in the month of August, you're going to have that courage to say, I know I always believe this and I have all these reasons, A, B, and C, why I should think this about myself, but I'm just not going to. I'm just going to play around with the idea of, what if I am not that? Or what if I can have this? I just always tell myself that I'm never going to have this, but maybe this month I'm going to tell myself that actually what would happen if I did allow myself to believe or play around with the fantasy or the idea or the dream that can happen for me. Okay, what is a guidance card for Scorpio, month of August 2021? Empowerment. Oh, beautiful. I love that. I think you're going to be empowered. You are going to be empowered this month. I think that a lot of this energy, especially these strength cards here, it's empowerment. It's this, I'm going after my life and I'm going to believe in myself, even if I'm the only one that believes in myself, and I'm just going to do it. And I think I really I'm hearing like, if there's anyone that can do it, it's Scorpio. You guys are so strong. You have to be, right? Okay. What is, all right, stillness. Yeah. So this is in your challenge. This is in your challenge position. I think that there is this month where, there could be just a lot you're processing internally, and a lot of goals and like projects, things that you have to get done and things you want to do. So you may find it hard to have that Four of Swords moment where you can rest and relax and rejuvenate. So that's going to be important for you, Scorpio, this month, to try to find time where you can, turn off your mind. You know, like I'm really feeling like with the stillness card, it's going to be mostly up in your mind. It's going to be thoughts, ideas, plans, you know, to-do lists, that kind of thing. So trying to keep that try to control how much, like try not to let it spin out of control is what I'm hearing. Okay. What does Scorpio have coming up for the month of August? What is Scorpio's hope card? What can Scorpio look forward to in the month of August? Flexibility. Beautiful. Okay. So I'm hearing that you may find that as you're kind of working on certain projects or work, that there may be some alternate paths that will really help you, actually. So someone may suggest something, oh, hey, how about, did you think about trying it like this? Or did you maybe consider doing it like that? Because that seems like that would be easier to accomplish this goal that you have. So kind of being flexible and allowing yourself to, just kind of go with the flow and kind of being open to different ideas and possibilities. But the reason I feel like this is in your hope and something that you can look forward to in the month of August is because I'm hearing that being this flexible will help you get to your goal faster. If you can kind of play around or entertain alternate ideas or like a different way or method of doing something that you're already doing, that will help you. So that's a good practice to have this month, is to remain flexible. Okay. I want to pick one more hope card here. Can we have one more thing that Scorpio can look forward to in the month of August? Going forward. Yeah, moving forward. Love that. Things are moving forward. New paths. Feel like you're going to feel lighter by the end of the month. There's going to be a lightness that sets in and a lot more clear. Okay. What is Scorpio's animal totem for the month of August? Oops. Wow. Okay. Beautiful. There is always enough. And then we have a couple here, actually. Oh, wow. You see clearly now. Surrender now. And take the lead. Yeah. Beautiful. So I think that with the koi fish spirit, what I heard was it's not too late. So I don't know how that applies for, different people in their lives. So maybe there's something that you're like telling yourself that, oh, I'm too old for that, or it's too late, or, I should have done that when I was younger, something like that. So I'm kind of felt like with the koi fish spirit, there's always enough, or it's not too late, that you count too. It matters too for you. Like you also get to be included in something. You also get to have something. So don't tell yourself that you're not included or you don't get to have something and everybody else gets to have something. So this is kind of like there's enough at the table for you as well. There's a place at the table for you too. And then with the owl spirit, I see clearly now. I kind of feel like with the owl spirit, this is tied with the strength cards that we had and the situation with other people. Like, I feel like this is kind of like looking at something and how it has affected you up until now and finding like the root cause of what it was. And like looking under the hood of a car, like what's causing the car to not work or not turn on, or, like what is it? And I kind of feel like there'll be a lot of clarity around that. You'll be able to find some kind of like thing to kind of be like, oh, that's what it is. So if I just kind of pull that out or fix it or something, then the car will go now. So that kind of thing. I'm not a mechanic, so I'm not really good with cars. So I'm sorry for my bad analogy there. But so then we have the moth spirit here, surrender now. And I kind of feel like that has to do with the flexibility. And I love how it was sitting on top of the flexibility card there. So that's like, kind of remaining open to different ideas, different avenues, different things. Like keep going on the path that you have. But if you kind of see someone suggesting something in the middle, like, hey, if you do it like this, that might be something that will really open up for you, or different opportunities. There may be some opportunities that come to you that you haven't really thought of. So kind of remaining open to that, because you may find that you have a passion for something, or something really does fit with you that you wouldn't consider right off the bat. Like it wouldn't be the first thing that comes to your mind, but just as it gets presented to you, kind of listen to those instincts, and you're good at that. Stag spirit, take the lead. This is taking charge of your life. This is, allowing yourself to dream again, and to have hope again, and just to work and go forward with faith and walk forward, even when we don't see the results, even when we're faced with setbacks, even when things are not going our way. The thing that we have control over at the end of the day is having that faith and believing in ourselves. So, and surrendering the external circumstances, and understanding where we have control and what can we do. Also, I'm being drawn to the example that I gave earlier about my bike rides in the morning. So having like little practices, little small things throughout your day that really set the tone for the rest of the day, or our perception or our attitude. Even when things aren't working out, we can just kind of like, there's some things that we can do for ourselves that can help us to feel like, okay, well, at least with this thing, I have some level of control over my life. So kind of pinpoint where in your life, find little things in your life where you do have some semblance of control. You do have a sense of like, okay, well, this thing makes sense to me, even if everything else is kind of chaotic or not working out for me. At least these couple of things work. So I'm just going to focus on that. So that's what I'm hearing there. Let's pick one from one more deck, the relationship deck here. What does Scorpio need to know about relationships in the month of August? What does Scorpio need to know about relationships? It's too many, no? Okay. Okay, so I'm hearing that for some of you who are in a relationship, that this is going to be a month where there's a reconnection there. So for some of you, there's like a healing that's happening between maybe like a partnership that there's been kind of like a division or like a standstill where, people are not seeing eye to eye, or there's just been some stagnancy there. I kind of feel like in the month of August, there is this reignition of passion, of love. And I really think it's because maybe for Scorpio, I definitely saw that the heart was opening again. There was a healing of the heart, and there's this outpouring of emotions. So you've been feeling kind of stuck or stagnant or blocked up emotionally. There could be like a release of emotions, a release of your heart, kind of bringing your walls down, and that will help to bring you closer to your loved one, or your partner, whoever you're with. It's like whatever dynamic that is, there's going to be this opportunity to be able to reconnect and to kind of come closer with your partner if you have felt like there's been some distance between you two. And for those of you who are not in a relationship or are not looking, I am seeing that, again, we have kind of like this reflection on yourself and this strengthening of relationship with yourself, and staying true to yourself, and asking yourself, like, what do you really want for your life, and not what is it that other people want for you. So it's going to be really important. I feel like these two are kind of partnerships with others. Yeah, so twin flames, your passion ignites, and then trust. Transformation occurs through acceptance. Once you accept the current situation, it will automatically transform. Beautiful. Don't make decisions based on guilt or what you think you should do, for it is only in being true to yourself that you can be true to others. I love that. Yeah, so it's, being true to yourself there. I love that. True to yourself. That's the key. Okay, beautiful reading, Scorpio. There's a lot of changes happening for you, and hang in there. It's like deep work. So get ready for that in August, and just hold strong to what you know and trust yourself. Okay, wonderful reading, and I will see you in the month of September. Bye, Scorpio. Thank you.